I get a lot of questions from you guys asking how to put on a real simple feed, particularly on Christmas time. Spreads are awesome. So today we're going to put on a really good feast, and we're going to start off by preheating our oven for our roast chicken and quinoa stuffing. Okay, so next is our quinoa. It's going to be the stuffing for our chicken. It's a much better alternative than couscous. Quinoa. All right. Quinoa. It's pretty much the ultimate superfood grain, even though it's actually a seed. It's it's got twice as much protein than usual grain. That just best thing about it cooks like a grain. Just nice and simple. Just add a bit of water, and you just bring it to the boil, and then just let it simmer for 12 minutes. Pretty simple. Okay, so onto a boil, high heat. Next thing is our chicken. Free range, beautiful, and healthy. Okay, so I want to add as much flavour to our chicken today, and to do that, I'm going to get a nice stuffing underneath the skin itself. Going to need our friend a skewer, and all you do is just pretty much make a little insertion in between the skin and the flesh itself, and move it around. And as you can see, it pulls away quite easily, and almost makes it look like the chicken's all of a sudden just lost about 20 kilos. Just checking on the quinoa. It's been brought to the boil, so I'm just going to turn it down to a low heat now, and that will do its thing for about 12 minutes. Okay, so the next thing to do is to get the flavour underneath the skin, so we could actually make the flavour itself. So I've got some sun-dried tomatoes. Got these from the deli, and they look absolutely beautiful. Oh yeah. So I'm going to add them, probably with some more basil, maybe a garlic clove or two, and some salt as well. But first we need our chopping board, don't we? And a knife. Right. Just grab our basil, kind of scrunch it up. You want to finely chop your basil, and you can see when you get to a fine chop, more liquid comes out of it and starts to bruise. You don't want to go too far past that. Grab our tomatoes, and maybe one extra. Let's usually just snack on these all day. Dried tomatoes and basil and garlic, it's pretty much a match made in heaven for any Italian food lover. Next is our garlic. We all know how to crush that now. You can do this in a blender, but I actually like using my knife skills today. So I've just done that, and you can pretty much fold it together like so, make a bit of a paste, use your knife. Seasoning of salt. So these flavours are very traditional Italian. You know, your basil, sun-dried tomatoes, almost like the start of a pizza base. Combined with the garlic. I mean, you could add anchovies to this, capers, gherkins. You can actually almost formulate your own pesto, but in a sun-dried tomato flavour. It's amazing what you can do with these kind of things together. So the next thing is we're going to do all sorts of bad things to this chicken, and we're going to shove all this amazing mixture underneath the skin. Now, I've always been told to give massages to girls, so just kind of massage your way down like that, spreading the flavoured stuffing all the way through, because you want to get right to the end. It's not the prettiest job in the world, but it's definitely worth it at the end of the day, trust me. Quinoa should be done by now. Beautiful. Should be nice and opened up. and there should be no movement. Need a mixing bowl. Jay, is it right if I use that, mate? So you should never stir your quinoa. You should always turn it upside down, because if you stir, it's going to go stodgy. So simply lift it upside down. It should come out like that. So you can see it's nice and opened up, nice and beady. So to this, we're going to add a few extra flavours before we stuff our chicken. So I'm going to grab, what have I got? Goji berries. And I might get some lemon zest too. And some oil. Okay, so gonna zest our lemon. Oh, so nice. Now, Mike, you were telling me, you said yourself that there's actually something called wolfberries at an Asian grocery that are pretty much the same thing. Am I right? Is that right? So I'm just going to sprinkle in some goji berries. Goji berries are packed full of antioxidants. They're really good for you. They're not as, I guess, sweet. They haven't got as much sugar in them compared to your other dried fruits, such as your cranberries and things like that. So they're a much healthier alternative in that mind as well. So a good sprinkling there. You want a good bit of colour. Bit of oil. Extra virgin, of course. Seasoning of salt. And a bit of lemon juice too. Now, make sure you keep 1/2 solid, because you're going to use that for something pretty special in a second. Okay, catch your pips. Awesome. And then fold it through. This is love, people, all right? So nice and easy. Don't want that quinoa going stodgy. Just fold it through, nice and carefully. Now the chicken's getting a bit jealous, so we have to remember, you're not done yet, you still get a bit of love. So we're just gonna put the quinoa into the cavity. Okay, so you want it full to the brim, a nice fat chicken, and it's got an extra love now. Okay, and remember what I was telling you before about the lemon? This end is gonna act like a plug. So we've taken, we've liposuctioned it, we've fattened it back up, and now we're going to plug it. So, just like so. And not only is that going to hold the rest of our, make sure the quinoa doesn't fall out, but it's also going to add extra flavour, particularly when the heat gets into it, because it's going to squeeze all the juice out through the evaporation. And that's pretty much done. So that's going to go straight onto a roasting tray. That is what you call first class treatment. Final sprinkling of salt. And of course, our friend olive oil. And why not? Just a bit of extra love. Final bit of a massage, just get that olive oil right around with the salt. Okay, so that goes into the oven, and for about every kilo of chicken, it's about 45 minutes in the oven. And there you have my Christmas roast chicken with the quinoa stuffing. It's been made with extra tender care, so you know it is the perfect dish to have with your loved ones this festive season.